Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking about a very common assumption when it comes to a reality where somebody appears to not be interested in you. And I want to share, first of all, what that assumption is and why it's not actually true. That's what we're talking about today, so stick around. Okay, before we get into it, just a couple of things. Firstly, for those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Hedley Derenzie and I am a qualified life coach and author, and I am also super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption, originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our reality. So if you want to change any part of your reality, you want to start by changing the story in consciousness first. And if you want to create the most amazing reality, it helps to know how to tell the most amazing stories. And that is where these teachings can really help. And that is why I am here. I would like to support you to tell much better stories in your life. So if you would like support with that, I have a number of different ways you can work with me. I have one-to-one coaching. I also have quick coaching, which is done online. And I just want to let you know that I have a kind of a special promotion going at the moment. So quick coaching is available for $30 for a session. And the way it works is you complete a questionnaire regarding a situation that you're currently wanting to change. And then I respond with a recording. All of those details are below. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, and that is available for instant access right now, and that's available below all of those details. Okay, blah, 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 let's get into it. So today I wanted to talk about an assumption that was made famous by a book and then a movie, and it has kind of got into our psyches. And I wanted to tell or share this video to remind you that that assumption is not actually true, because your reality is not happening outside of you. Your reality is a reflection of your consciousness. The stories that you're holding in consciousness are what get pushed out and reflected back in your reality. So it's like you're in your own movie. Everyone is in their own movie, like this whole 360 holographic experience. And you are writing the movie as you go, according to the assumptions that you're holding in consciousness. And a lot of those assumptions were given to us as we came into the world based on the consciousness of our parents. And of course, that's all a setup. And we hold those assumptions throughout our life, not realizing that we at any time can change those assumptions if they are proving to be unfavorable. So if our reality is unfavorable, then we get to change the assumptions that are causing that reality. And we do all of that in consciousness using the power of our imagination and persistence and a little patience. So today I wanted to talk about a very famous assumption, and that is, he's just not into you. Now, you could apply that to they or she, but obviously you've probably heard of that. There was a book written a number of years ago called He's Just Not That Into You, and then that became a movie, He's Just Not That Into You. And that assumption got into the psyche, in particular, of a lot of women, meaning if a guy is not behaving in a certain way, so he's not calling or he's not showing up or he's not doing this or he's not doing that, it means he's just not into you. And then you need to just accept that and move on with your life and stop being so desperate. And I always had a problem with that. I had a problem with the book and I had a problem with the movie. And it wasn't until I rediscovered the teachings of the law of assumption as to why I had that problem, because it sounded like, even though I couldn't quite put it into words and into a language, I was just like, there's something wrong with that. Like, telling people that he's just not into you as if like they just have to live with it. It just didn't feel right. And now I understand why, and that's why I wanted to make that video, because if you are experiencing a reality where somebody is showing a lack of interest, that's just because you have something running in consciousness that's having that consciousness reflected back in your external circumstances. But that's not set in stone. Your reality is not set in stone. That behavior is not set in stone. That experience is not set in stone. You have the power and the opportunity to change it at any time, including if that person is just appearing to be not that into you. You are the creators of your reality and you do it all in consciousness. But there is a way to change that. So if somebody is appearing like they are not interested in you, it is because you have a story running. They're not interested in you, but then why wouldn't they be interested in you? And that's because you probably have a self-concept, that's a story about yourself that needs a little bit of work. And also they are reflecting what you are feeling and doing to yourself. So that would be a reflection that you're not interested in you. Now, why wouldn't you be interested in you? And we don't even have to know the answer to that story. We just have to know that there is a story running. It's a story around low self-esteem, low self-worth. So we want to change that. We want to change that to being very interested in ourselves, having a really phenomenal self-concept, believing and knowing that you are absolutely amazing and beautiful and intelligent and talented and successful and abundant and all of the things that you want to be and feel, and have other people reflect that back. So you've got to own and create that in yourself first. Essentially, you have to create the interest in yourself first. And how do you do that? Well, you've got to own it. You've got to look for all of the amazing, wonderful qualities that you have about yourself. And even if you don't have those qualities, own them anyway. You can do it anything you want. You've got to claim it, feel it, create the state of consciousness, live in the end of already being the person that you want to be, knowing that that person has interest in you, and holding that state of conscious that of course that person has interest in you, because you're fucking interesting, you're amazing, you are powerful, you're the star of your movie, you get to decide, you write the script, it's up to you. So the first part of this is to recognize that anything that's happening in your reality is just a reflection. It's not truth. It might be a fact, meaning an external event or occurrence, which is what a fact is, but it is not truth, because only you get to decide what true, and truth is just assumptions that have become facts over and over and over and over, and you get to choose that by changing the assumption. So if you want something to be true that's not currently true, then you have to do it all in your consciousness first. You have to look at what are the assumptions that I need to hold about myself in order for that person to be interested in me. Then you want to look at what are the assumptions I need to hold about them for that person to be interested in me. You do all of that work in consciousness, and then you use the power of your imagination to create the scene that implies that yes, that person is not just interested in you, they are all over you. They are completely invested in you. They are engaged with you. They are married to you, whatever you want them to be. You have to create that in your consciousness first. That is where you do all of your work. You don't go out into reality and force them to be interested in you. That'll only push them further away. And of course, if you are doing that, that's because you're not showing interest in yourself. You're looking for them to do it for you, and that will never work. You can do that as much as you like. You'll be banging your head up against a holographic reality or a holographic wall. It's not going to work. So if you want to experience the reality of them being interested in you, it's up to you. First of all, show interest in yourself by creating the story of just how amazing you are, and then change the story about them. And then create the scene, play it out, rehearse it like a director, and make it so convincing to yourself that that is the only truth. And I tell you, reality is a reflection of consciousness. This is the whole principle of the law of assumption, that consciousness is reality. That is what's real. Consciousness is real. It's getting pushed out and reflected back. Your reality is just the reflection. So by going out and trying to change reality, you're just going to be kind of binding yourself in a struggle. You're better off going in, changing the assumptions that you're holding about yourself and about them, and then playing the scene out as if they already are in your life and you're in the relationship that you want, and you feel their interest, you see their interest. You like imagine yourself receiving flowers or love letters, or seeing them with you, showing up to the door looking really excited, like making an effort for you, taking you out on a beautiful date, like whatever it is. Paint the picture in your mind, color it in using your spiritual sensations. Like you want to feel it, you want to smell it, you want to taste it, you want to really own it with your spiritual senses, and make it as real as possible. And Neville will say, live in the end as if you already have what you want. And the way you do that is by really engaging your spiritual sensations in your imagination. So we do it very naturally in our physical world, but we have those sensations available to us in our non-physical, spiritual, imaginative world. And that's where we really want to become more proficient at using them and engaging them and really embedding them, because then they will get pushed out and reflected back. So that's all I wanted to share with you. Yes, they are into you if that's what you would like them to be. Please remember, you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. This is my wish for you. Thank you for listening. I will look forward to seeing you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and share. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye.